Hello guys, my name is Trevor Barnes and welcome to Let's Talk. Today we're going to be talking about the Raspberry Pi. Yum. If you don't know what a Raspberry Pi is, it is this device right here. It's a little circuit board with a processor, some RAM, an Ethernet jack, two USB ports, an HDMI out, a old analog video and analog audio out as well, and a SD card which you use to store your OS on. Now I should mention this is the Raspberry Pi Model B. Now there is the new B Plus that offers just a little improvements on another two USB jacks. They kind of make a combo old analog video and analog audio cable. It's a little bit more power efficient, but not like this thing's real power hungry to begin with. But this is a very impressive piece of technology for the price, and it's been out for about 2 or 3 years now. And it was like all the rage when it came out. I remember they were like back ordered for almost a year, and now they can get one pretty easily, and it's been a while since they've come out, and there's so many different development tools out there that people have been doing a bunch of cool stuff with these little devices. By the way, $35, that's all it costs to get one of these. I figured why not kind of hop on the train and buy one of these things and see what you can really do with it 2 years, 3 years after the launch. So, with all that started, let's get started and see some of the few things in the last 2 days I've been playing around with this, what I have been able to do. And I should mention first that this is going to start a little mini series on the channel, not really with Let's Talk, this is kind of the main episode, but I'm going to do a bunch of projects with this thing. I'm making a project kind of right now, which is a briefcase portable Raspberry Pi gaming machine. Pretty darn cool actually. And another project, so I'm doing like a Lego case thing, which just fell apart, but I built a little Lego case for it. So that Raspberry Pi can very nicely be put in there. See, I even put wheels on it. I'm cool. But yeah, let's take a look at the few things I figured out in the last few days and see if it's really worth that $35. So I put the Raspberry Pi back into the case I made for it and hooked it up to this monitor. Now what you're currently seeing is Raspbian. I believe that's what it's called anyway. Raspbian? Sounds right to me. It's the recommended OS that's designed specifically for the Raspberry Pi. It's made out of Debian Linux, and it's a pretty overall good Linux. And going back into what the Raspberry Pi was really made for, is meant for development, specifically for kids learning how to program and stuff like that. Just giving everyone the ability to learn how to code and do that stuff, which is really cool for $35. So you have some of that type of software on here, and I know you guys can't really see this real good. I was trying to record the Raspberry Pi, and I wasn't able to get that all working correctly. But not much to really see here, except you have some programming tools like Scratch, and terminal stuff and Python, so you can write in Python and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. There's lots of stuff you can do with this, and generally speaking, it's Linux, so you won't have too much of an issue installing stuff on it as long as it supports the ARM processor that's in it. Unlike Ubuntu or something like that can't be installed in here, and Ubuntu applications really can't be installed in here because that's meant for a 32 or 64-bit operating system. Meanwhile, this is on an ARM-based processor, so any really ARM-based OSs can go on this thing, including even Android, which is going to be a future video. I'm putting Android on the Raspberry Pi and seeing how that operates. But this is the main operating system, and you can do lots of cool stuff. And honestly, if you want a cheap little computer to just do word processing or something like that on, this can definitely do that. It has LibreOffice, I believe that's how you say it, and I'll open that up here. It's pretty fast, and really, if you needed to just have an office client that you can do typing and stuff at, a $35 computer can do that. And I'll go into a text document here, and you can type away or do formulas or databases even. You can do a lot with this little piece of equipment. So, hi, how is it going? It works. It does what it has to do. So yeah, there's a use right there for it if you wanted it to do that. But I'm a nerd and I'm a geek, and I'm going to try to push this thing to the limit. So, first things first, this thing's clocked at 700 megahertz. I have it overclocked to a gigahertz. It's running a little hotter than I probably would recommend. Granted, this thing, as long as it's below 80 Celsius, you're practically good about frying it. I'm at 44 degrees Celsius right now, overclocking to 1 gigahertz. Generally speaking, I've had it around 35 to about 40, not overclocked. It also has to do with your room temperature and stuff like that, but it's still within recommended operating specs, but I did overclock it and doing the geeky stuff to it. But, yeah, you have an OS and stuff like that, but let's do something cooler with it, like play video games. A lot of video games. This is where I'm going to take the one SD card out and put another one in, because all the OSs run on the SD card. So in the 16 gig here, I have the Raspbian, and on this SD card, I have something pretty cool. So as I put this in, I'm going to take this controller, if this gives you any ideas of what I'm about to do, and I'm going to plug the Raspberry Pi back in. And you're going to see the screen go up in a second. You're going to do its lines of code. Now this still runs this OS, which it's called RetroPie. It's like a gaming emulator experience. It still runs off the Raspbian, but it's not like a desktop like interface, like a graphical interface. It's all on the back end. So this graphical interface is running on that version of Linux, just like Raspbian, the desktop interfaces. I hope someone's getting this. But this is RetroPie, Retro Gaming Project on Raspberry Pi. Now this is a cool project. There was a new one that was on Kickstarter that I did back, and I'll be getting the OS for that, and I can't wait for that. But I gotta say, the emulation station here looks great. Like it looks like it's a good quality. Like look how the graphics look and stuff. So, but anyway, I'm able to use my PS3 controller, and I'm sure you can use the PS4. I'm trying to get the Xbox controller currently working and haven't had too much success with that. But this is definitely working. I had to install some drivers. Looking on the RetroPie's website and GitHub got me all the information I needed. But this pretty much lets you emulate every console pretty much before the PlayStation 1, or the PlayStation 1 and before. Sometimes it takes some tinkering for some emulators, like the PS1 and like the Game Boy Advance, you have to have BIOS for, and others you don't, like the Atari 2600 or the Nintendo or the Super Nintendo. PlayStation here, and I haven't gotten the PlayStation 1 currently working yet, but the one that I'm having the most amount of trouble with actually is the Nintendo 64, but that's a known bug right now on this version of RetroPie, but there might be some fixes I haven't really gone over yet, but let's show you guys some gameplay to kind of show you what this thing can really perform at. So I'm going to play, what am I going to play? Let's play some Atari. Let's play some Astro. Actually, let's do Centipede. I like Centipede. So it does this little line of code thing, and you can see we're in Atari right now. Do you hear it? Let me turn it up. Now this is the, okay, I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Now this is the actual version of Centipede that was on the Atari 2600. So this is not some clone, this is an actual emulator you're playing on your TV. Now it probably looks better than even the Atari did, just for the fact that it's going through HDMI, but it's playing smooth. And granted, this is not a graphically intensive game by any means, but it's playing smooth, nice, and is really a lot of fun, actually. And I can really enjoy playing some of these older games. To go back to the RetroPie's interface, you can click the Select and Start button on the PlayStation 3 controller, and it will take a second and then bring you back here, where I've Asteroid, Centipede, and Pac-Man in the Atari folder. But let's go to something different here. Let's go to Super Nintendo, probably one of my favorites. And let's play, I was playing Super Mario World a little bit last night, trying to get kind of used to it. And this is cool too. And I have to say the graphics are pretty good for what it is. I haven't tried plugging in two controllers yet to try two-player, but that's on my list of things to do probably tonight. And audio again works. Sometimes the one thing I have a complaint about is some of the different consoles, their audio is like a different level, so you gotta keep adjusting audio. But you can see I'm playing. No, as you can see, I'm losing a game, but it's a lot of fun, and you can actually have a lot of fun. Like I'm sure people that like these old retro, older games will appreciate this, but it is a lot of fun. And I never thought I would really like these games, but honestly, I would rather play this than almost anything else right now. This is fun. I can get down on this. I have no clue what those apples do, though. And I died again. I don't know how a turtle eats me, or something, but it's fun nonetheless. And if I want to go back to the emulation station, I just click the Start and Select button, and it will briefly bring me back there. There we go. And you can see I have a bunch of other games. You can get emulators online, or if you have a way of copying them, from your old games, you can do that as well. PlayStation, I have Tekken 3, but it's not currently working correctly. IBM, you can actually emulate DOS, but I can't get out of it without turning it off for whatever reason. Game Boy Advance, I did get Pokemon Emerald. I'm not a Pokemon fan, but I thought it could be kind of cool to play like a Pokemon game on here. Right now, it's the only problem I'm having with this is the controller isn't set up right. There is a way of setting the controller up correctly, but I haven't done that yet. It's like F12 or F14. I don't have an F14 on this keyboard. Whoa. Maybe here, graphic sound options, gamepad input. Yeah, so you can adjust this here. So yeah, look at this. I'm getting there now. Now it's right. You see that? I was able to fix it in this game. So now I can play my Pokemon. So here you go. You can see here's Pokemon, and you're playing it like on a Game Boy, but it's on your television. And this is a computer monitor, but you could play this on the big screen, and it would probably be pretty darn cool. Which I'm probably going to do tonight, because I could have some fun with this. I hate that I got to do whatever they want me to do, but it's all fun, and I have to say it's pretty cool. So I'm going to get to a place to save this, and then I'm going to stop, but I need to save. So yeah, we're going to go back to the emulation station now. And yeah, you can play games, and it's fun. The Apple II, you can emulate like an Apple DOS type thing, Apple Terminal or something. I don't know. Don't ask me. But you can do a lot with this, and there are many other consoles. These are just the ones that I kind of have been playing around with the last few days. But you can do a lot of cool stuff with this. People have been building arcade stuff with this, arcade machines, stuff like that. I'm going to be building a portable gaming suitcase type thing in the upcoming days, which will be a video, and I might do a video about the case that I made. I'm going to make a better case. This is kind of Mach 1. Mach 1? Mark 1. That's what I meant. Mark 1 of the case, version 1 of the case. I'm going to be working on a little bit more. Maybe spray painting it or just getting like one colors of pieces. There's also a program I discovered, a Lego Builder online, which you can kind of build based on the pieces I need, and then I can order it and it will come, which I might do something like that. But yeah, stuff to come soon, including Crazy Glue. No, I'm just going to use the Crazy Glue to glue Legos together for the case. But yeah, I'm really excited for this thing. I might be buying a few more Raspberry Pis, but I have lots of cool videos planned for this thing, so stay tuned. This is Let's Talk, and really the ultimate thing, the question I said in the beginning of the video, is it worth it to get a Raspberry Pi 2 years later? And the answer is yes. Get it. It's awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.